The following program is a part of Black Squirrel Entertainment.
Which boys are geniuses for revealing their rumored relationship?
And what Oscar host is returning for a second time?
Making Can't Feel Like Hollywood, this is The Blurb. Welcome back. I'm your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, Rocco Grassi.
And I'm your Irish jig after a sip of Guinness, Nick Keller.
Happy belated St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, how was your St. Patrick's Day?
It was okay. I woke up at 6 a.m. and my pot of gold was stolen.
That's really unfortunate.
I was really sad.
Caught and killed a leprechaun. So,
Wow.
yeah,
That's
I had a productive.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah.
I'm really glad.
Yeah.
Well, let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, well,
Former talk show host Wendy Williams is finally speaking up about her guardianship and mental health. Williams was removed from her assisted living facility and escorted to the hospital on March 10th. NYPD spokesperson confirmed to E! News. One day later, the 60-year-old called into Good Day, New York, along with her caretaker Gina Monterosa from the hospital to deny claims that she's cognitively impaired once and for all. I passed with flying colors, Wendy said, alleging that she received mental competency tests while at the hospital, and she then told Gina to, quote, elaborate on everything and I'll just co-sign, end quote. She's been most recently on the talk show The View and was seen in New York on a scooter getting dinner.
I'm glad that she's doing better.
Yeah.
Because I remember when all the health stuff about her came out.
Yeah, it was scary. It was,
Yeah.
So I'm glad she's like actually at least getting out and talking.
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
sure we'll hear a lot more about this as the weeks go on.
Yeah, well, happy for her.
Yeah.
Well, just a few weeks ago, our screens were graced with the 97th Oscars hosted by Conan O'Brien. The comedian, writer, and talk show host who headlined for the awards for the first time in his career has since announced that he will be hosting once more in 2026. Academy CEO Bill Kramer and President Janet Yang said they were thrilled to have O'Brien back for next year's ceremony, which is slated for Sunday, March 15th. O'Brien told NPR, quote, the only reason I'm hosting the Oscars next year is that I want to hear Adrian Brody finish his speech, end quote. This, of course, looking back on the historic and longest acceptance speech in Academy history that happened mere weeks ago. This year's show was well received by critics and received its strongest ratings in 5 years, both in total viewers with 19.7 million and with adults aged 18 to 29, the Academy said. We heard the Blurb are very excited to see him on the stage once again.
Adrian Brody's never going to live down that speech.
He's really not, and you just know Conan's going to jump.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited
He's going to
for
tear
it.
him apart.
Well, it's been a big week for comedians around the world recently. So after the release of the very successful Everybody's in LA live Netflix talk show host with host John Mulaney, we are finally getting even more from the comedian with Everybody's Live, a late night talk show that is currently slated for 12 episodes. The show airing live at 10 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. The talk show will feature special guests, musical performances, and more witty banter from the stand-up hosts.
That's really cool. I haven't watched Everybody's in LA yet.
Yeah, me neither.
But I heard it was really good, really funny.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to kind of see how this goes.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it'll like hold true. I think it'll be interesting now.
Yeah, I think he would be really interesting to see in like a talk show
Yeah,
setting.
no, I agree.
Yeah. Well, after 10 films and a spin-off, it was announced back in 2023 after the release and success of its 10th installment that the incredibly popular Saw franchise would be receiving a sequel. Saw 11, which is originally scheduled for release in September 2024, was pushed back to 2026. Saw 11 would have wrapped up the story set up in Saw X, with the most of the cast returning. However, it was announced Monday that the film has a high possibility of never seeing the light of day. An insider source told Bloody Disgusting, quote, it's totally dead. It's 100% over, almost a year now, end quote. The film apparently began to fall apart in January 2024 when its producers began to fight. While one producer tried to plow forward with the film, the other put up roadblocks that halted production. The franchise could be sold to another studio but would likely be remade if so. Saw X left a number of open plot lines that may never be resolved if the film is never released, but for now, it's game over for Saw 11.
Look, they're not good, but I love the Saw movies.
I
love
agree.
watching them.
I am a little bit of a, not really a hot take, but I think that they should have canceled Scream 7 instead.
Wow, okay.
I would take Saw.
I haven't
11
seen
over Saw.
the more recent Screams, so I can't
Yeah.
speak on that, but okay.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. I'm with you. I stand by with you. Well, after months of speculation and rumors among fans of indie rock group supergroup Boy Genius, Lucy Dacus at last confirmed that she's currently in a relationship with bandmate Julian Baker. In a profile for The New Yorker, Dacus revealed that she and Baker are currently dating and moved to Los Angeles together after Boy Genius' tour wrapped in 2024. Dacus pointed out that both she and Baker were reluctant to share details with the public, considering how parasocial some fan relationships can become. Quote, "It only takes a handful of intense fan interactions to make your life feel like a really easily threatening thing," she said. "I've been practicing not reinforcing that narrative to myself." Dacus continued saying that trying to keep her private life private while also being transparent with her audience through songwriting has been a difficult needle to thread. We here at The Blurb congratulate the happy couple.
That's really awesome. I mean, I knew that it was rumored like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's really cool that they, announced it.
Yeah, no,
on
I'm
their
here
own
for
terms.
it. I'm
Yeah.
here for it.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, I love that. Well, the Invincible Season 3 finale has become one of the highest rated TV shows of all time on IMDb. Created by Robert Kirkman from his comic of the same name, the Prime Video animated superhero series finished off its third season on March 15th. The eighth and final episode of the season, titled I Thought You'd Never Shut Up, took 12th place on IMDb's highest rated TV episodes list. The episode sits just above Game of Thrones, Season 6, Episode 9, and just below Gravity Falls, Season 2, Episode 21. The success of Invincible Season 3's finale further establishes the series as one of the best superhero adaptations in recent years. Kirkman's series continues to dominate the genre against heavy hitters like The Boys, earning a 100% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes for Season 3. The IMDb ranking of Invincible Season 3's finale confirms the show's ability to compete with some of the most iconic television episodes ever made, like that of Breaking Bad, BoJack Horseman, and Succession.
I think that's important because not only is it a superhero show, but it's an animated superhero show.
Animation, yep.
Like, that's huge.
Yeah.
So I think this will really set a cool precedent for shows
I agree.
to continue.
Yeah.
Well, don't go anywhere because we're going to voice our favorite voice actors right after the break.
Why, hello! We are back for Behind the Blurb, the only show that's got all the horror fanatics around here. I say that because today Behind the Blurb, we have a cast member that is pretty much the most well-centered and knowledgeable about horror media that I know, and they are involved in plenty of horror-related activities. So please welcome Andy P. Hey!
Hi.
Welcome to Behind the Blurb.
I'm excited for this.
Nice, nice. You know, we've just hope you've been well. I know we just got off of spring break, and it's been, it was too short.
Yeah, I'm sad it's over.
But hey, now you can be happy that we're back on the Blurb, and
Yeah,
you
that
get
is
to
true.
kick us off behind the Blurb. Why? So, how did you discover the Blurb as a whole?
Let's see. I kind of discovered BSE like as a whole when it was TV2 because I think I was trying to audition for some of the shows, but back then, 2 semesters ago, I didn't know where Franklin Hall was, and I literally missed all of my auditions because I didn't know where it was. I was all the way at Van Campen. Yeah, that's kind of how I found out about BSE. As for the Blurb, for real, I found out about it during the, what was it? The open house last semester. So yeah, I think I know more about the show because of the open house last semester. So yeah, would say that's like how I found out about it. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, coming to those is always going to be a good way to learn more about the shows and whatnot. And if you watching this are a current KSU student that'll be around next fall and have any interest in joining, stick around because we'll announce some info about that. But we got to finish this season first. We got to finish the season first. Like, give us some time now, okay? Give us some time. But anyway, what right now is your favorite TV show and why?
That's a tough one. I mean, there's a lot of TV shows I like, but like I couldn't like say which one is my favorite per se. Like I like Arcane, for example, even though I haven't seen season 2, which I know I'm missing out, but like I feel like
Well, I haven't seen any of it, so you're ahead of me.
Yeah, season 1's really good. One show that really makes me feel like it's kind of really good in terms of the writing and the message that it's trying to portray is The Good Place. So that's one of the top 4 favorite shows for me because of how good the message was. And like the main message of that show is to cherish your life because death gives life meaning. And I think it's a beautiful message, and the show, even though it's really goofy at times, it's actually pretty deep. It's kind of like a sitcom, but like it has such a deep message that I think everyone should check it out.
I'd have to agree. I mean, I would definitely check it out
Yeah.
based on that alone. I think that great messages like that are always very important. So, yeah, add that to my list of thousands of pieces of media that I still haven't watched yet. Andy P, everybody. We'll be right back for more programming. And by the way, happy birthday to my brother AJ. He turns 21 today. Happy birthday, AJ. Or sorry, 22. He's actually 22. Happy birthday, AJ.
Hey, it's me, Chapel Roan. Animation would be nothing without the strikingly unique and iconic voices that are added on to the character. Voice acting is an essential part of animation, and today we're going to be discussing some of our favorite voice actors. Okay, so first one that immediately comes to mind for me is Seth MacFarlane,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
because he does pretty much like half the Family Guy characters, half the American Dad characters. He does Ted. There's probably a bunch of others that I'm not thinking of, but he does so many.
Well, he's also just got such a great voice in general.
He
too.
does.
It's like,
He's a singer. He is a singer. He makes music, and it's good.
Yeah.
Like, actually really good.
I hate that I'm asking this, but wasn't he in Sing?
he was the
He
mouse.
was
That's what I thought.
He was the mouse.
He was
in
the
Sing.
mouse.
I was like, okay, I hate that that's where I recognize the name from. I've never really gotten around to watching a lot
No,
of
I
the
get it.
quote-unquote adult cartoons.
That's fair.
That's okay. And I feel like that Sing role, even though it is Sing, I feel like that is such a good
It was a
role.
good role. I liked
Yeah.
that movie a lot.
It was,
what it was.
It was a really good movie, I feel like. And that he did that role extremely well. Are there any others that you guys are thinking of?
Kevin Richardson.
Kevin
is one I
Michael
was in.
Richardson.
Yeah.
I love him. He was Cleveland Jr. He was Mr. Gus from Uncle Grandpa, which is a weird one that I think of. He was in Invincible.
Wow, that was a crazy pull. Mr. Gus
He's Mr. Gus.
from Uncle Grandpa.
Uncle Grandpa.
Is an incredible pull.
That's him, dude. He was the Baller Twins in Invincible. He was Captain Gantu from Lilo and Stitch. He does a lot, and I love his voice too. It's got such a distinct tone to it that I just think it's so satisfying.
Here's another one with middle name Michael, although this one goes by Michael. Michael Tatum, also known as J. Michael Tatum. His stuff is more like, it leans more towards like the anime and game stuff, but he's like one of the like core members of like the Funimation crew, which is like they're in like all of the stuff from like the 2000s, early 2010s, English dubs of a lot of anime. He's kind of known for like doing some of the like, it's kind of like almost sophisticated characters. Basically just characters, a lot of times it's characters with glasses.
Okay, interesting.
Like in My Hero Academia, it was the Ida, the glasses guy, and then in Black Butler, he's like the butler.
Okay.
He's got a really nice voice, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But I am just biased because he's just a cool dude.
That's fair. One of my favorite studios, Studio Ghibli. They do like a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. Howl's Moving Castle specifically. I know they have a ton of like really famous voice actors, like the guy who did Mike Wazowski for Calcifer. But Christian Bale being the voice of Howl stands out to me.
It's been so long since I saw that movie, and to be honest, I don't even remember if I watched it subbed or dubbed.
That's fair.
But now I feel like I have to go back and watch it because
it's a good dub.
Because yeah, that does make me think a lot of the Studio Ghibli dubs didn't go to like anime voice actors. They went to more like mainstream.
Hollywood,
Which personally I find is a bit of like a kind of an issue with animation in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Because it's like, not to go off on too much of a tangent, but you know, I feel like a lot of the people that like make voice acting their career don't get those opportunities to be in bigger projects.
Yeah.
Right. No, for sure.
Instead, it is acting, but
No,
I feel like
I
there's a
think
lot
that's
that goes
cool.
into it.
No, you're right. Absolutely.
And when you do think of like some big voice actors, some of them are also like actors outside of the voice acting
Oh, yeah.
realm.
Right.
Yeah.
Specifically, one that I was thinking of, J.K. Simmons.
Oh, he's one of those voices that it's like when you hear it, you know exactly who it is.
Exactly. He's Omni-Man. He's the yellow M&M. He was guy.
He was the yellow M&M.
He's the yellow M&M.
What?
Yeah, I'm not joking.
Sorry, that
The
was.
peanut one, yeah.
Wow.
He's Ford Pines, Gravity Falls, and he's Kai from Kung Fu Panda. I do know those.
He
two.
did. Did he also do Stan?
He's not Stanford, I don't think. Stanford is someone different. I think
Okay.
Stanford's Seuss and a couple other people on Gravity Falls.
Oh,
that
are they
say.
Alex?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that might be Alex Hirsch. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
but I know
Alex Hirsch actually is a good.
that's another good one I mentioned, because I know he's in other stuff too, but Gravity Falls specifically is where it's his
and he
realm.
covers like everything. His Bill Cipher voice is iconic.
Yeah,
It's
Bill
like-
Cipher.
Yeah.
He does really good. There's another one that I wanted to mention, Nancy Cartwright, who is famously known for Bart Simpson, but she does a lot of stuff for The Simpsons. She was Chucky Finster from the Rugrats. She's got that very like squeaky kind of like, you know what I mean, kid voice.
I think it's really interesting because it was like a lot of voice acting stuff. Is that right? For young voice actors, they find like a lot of like women that can do it. I think it's
Yeah.
really cool.
Naruto, voiced by
Naruto, that's a good
Really?
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's great.
Huh.
I met her at, I think, I met her at a convention once. She was lovely.
Oh.
I mean, the reason they do that is because women's voices are generally like, they can keep it high pitched for longer because if they have like a young guy do it, he is likely going to, you know,
Strain
hit
his
puberty
voice,
and his voice is going to start deepening before the show actually ends.
Right.
So a lot of times they have women do the voices because, you know,
That's a good
it's
point.
easier to do for a long time.
Speaking of the aging of it, I think it's really interesting is that I don't know his name, but the voice actor for Steven from Steven Universe.
Oh, yeah,
How
yeah.
they kind of followed. They used the same voice actor for the whole show, and they followed him and like his voice developing.
I really
and
like that
it's
a
I
lot.
did like that. I like
Yeah.
that. I think I had a little bit of trouble like adjusting to it when I watched Future. Is that what it was called?
Yes.
Okay, I just had a moment where I was like, wait, is that what it
Or
was actually
forever
called?
or something. Yeah.
No, I think it was Future. I don't know.
That
But
feels
when I watched it, it took me like a good like couple episodes to fully adjust to it. But yeah, I did kind of appreciate that. It did make his character feel more real.
Yeah, for sure.
Another one that I thought of was Tom Kenny.
Oh yeah,
Lots of
was
comics.
classic.
SpongeBob, Ice King, Sumo, a bunch of other small roles. He's Squanchy from Rick and Morty. He's got a lot.
Who was Squanchy?
He's
You
not-
pull out some really deep cut characters.
Listen, this is who they are, man. He's like that weird looking cat. That's like he uses squanch as like a word.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that
That's
makes
Tom
sense
Kenny.
actually.
Yeah, that's Tom Kenny. He's really iconic. He's been doing SpongeBob for a while too, which I think is really interesting. Oh yeah, he's also like French narrator from SpongeBob.
Okay.
I know he does.
Okay, yeah.
He does a couple voices for SpongeBob, but I think he does Gary too.
That's a hard one.
I know.
That's a toughie.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, but he does a really good job at that stuff.
Yeah.
Are there any others you guys are thinking of?
I mean, I think that I stand by J.K. Simmons. I think I keep going back to like voice actors that are just so like notable, or like I think about also like I understand completely what you mean with like how like hiring voice actors that aren't like Hollywood actors, but I think it's also kind of cool to like hear the other side of it where
Oh,
like
yeah.
and it's like with like Severance for example, how they had Keanu Reeves for the voice of like the Lumen building. I think it's like one of those things where it's like a little like just fun thing to hear, and you're like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I wanted to mention one really good example of that actually. I will preface, I haven't actually seen this show. I've just seen a lot of clips. Mark Hamill's performance as the Joker in Batman the Animated Series is actually phenomenal. He's like, I feel like you might not expect that from like just a traditional Hollywood actor, but his voice acting is incredible. He just does a lot of little things where he like, you know, plays with pitch and stuff while still sounding like a kid. It's so cool.
Yeah, well, stay right there, because we're going to play a game about what The Simpsons did and didn't predict. But first, Brian has a game of connecting movies that have similar conditions to planets in our solar system.
Yo guys, we got a nice space trivia today. So I'm Brian. I got Coleman and Andy as part of my game. So basically how we're going to do this is I'm going to shuffle the cards, and then... Why are you looking at me like that?
You always start with yo guys.
Why not? I mean, I could say so. But anyway.
Either way.
Anyway, so what's going to happen is I'm going to shuffle the cards, and then after that, I'm going to pick one up randomly. I'm going to read them the description of whatever planet I pick, and then they got to guess what type of planet prop could be used in that type of movie. It can be any movie, really, as long as it matches somewhat of the description.
Okay.
Alright, ready? Let's get to it. One of the icy planets of the solar system, and the only planet to rotate on its side. It has visible rings, but way thinner than Saturn's. It is one of only 2 planets in the solar system that rotates counterclockwise. Coleman?
Neptune?
Incorrect. Andy?
Uranus.
Correct. And what type of movie would use a planet closest to Uranus?
Crap, I can't think of any. Any closest to Uranus, right?
Yep. It doesn't have to have rings exactly, but it has to be standard temperatures of what it would look like if you were on the planet.
I don't know, Superman 4 A Quest for Peace or something.
Incorrect. Andy, you have any last guesses?
I'm gonna say, throw it out there, Armageddon.
Incorrect. For the movie type, it would be Star Wars, chronologically, Episode 5, and technically 7, because there's the icy planet when they're on facing the First Order.
I never seen Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
So that's 1 point to Andy. We have the biggest moon of Saturn and the second largest in the solar system. It is famous for its underground oceans and awesome ice volcanoes.
Read that again.
Saturn's largest moon and the second largest moon in the solar system. It's famous for its underground oceans and awesome ice volcanoes. Andy.
Pandora?
That is not a planet that is an ours. That's a made-up planet. I'll give you a hint. It's Thanos' home.
Titan.
Incorrect. But since Coleman was going to raise it for that too, once that was a big giveaway, I'll give both of you a point.
No, it's okay, I don't need the points.
And other than, since I gave it away for the Marvel movie, what other type, other than Avengers, would this planet be used in? Or moon should be used in? Coleman?
Transformers.
Incorrect.
I really don't want to say this because it's on a different planet, but I'm gonna say Jupiter ascending.
I don't know that one actually, so I can't give you a point.
Ah, damn.
I don't know what that means.
You can say the movie or the cartoon. Either way is a point.
Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius.
Correct.
Let's go!
I wouldn't have guessed that.
For sub-zero conditions, what movie would have the coldest planet as part of their shots? Not Star Wars.
What movie would have the coldest planet?
Like, not planet, but like the conditions.
I know this isn't one of the timings of releasing for it, but I'm just gonna say Ant-Man Quantumania?
Incorrect.
I'm gonna guess this.
Go ahead, Andy.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Incorrect. Correct answer was King Skull Island. Andy, it looks like you are a winner if my math is correct.
Yeah.
The longest running American television show of all time, with 36 seasons and 768 episodes. It started way back in 1989 and is still premiering new episodes, with one of America's favorite animated families being around since Ronald Reagan's presidency. They're notorious for predicting things that happen in real life before they even happen. So, we're going to play a little game where our guest tries to guess whether or not The Simpsons predicted these historical events.
I think The Simpsons predicted this game happening, actually.
They did, yeah.
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 That's crazy.
Season 1, episode 1, actually.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So how this is going to work is I compiled some episodes where they predicted things that came true, and I also came up with ones completely just in my head. So I'm going to read you what the prediction was, and I'm going to describe the episode to you, and all you need to do is tell me if you think that that's real or if that's fake, if they did actually predict it or if they didn't.
Cool.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the first one, did The Simpsons predict Donald Trump's presidency? This was in a time travel episode where Lisa had become president of the United States. In the cabinet meeting, she mentions, quote, "We inherited quite the budget crunch from President Trump." It initially was a reference to Trump attempting to run as a Reform Party candidate, but the words gained much more validity when Trump was elected president in 2016. Did this happen on The Simpsons? You can go ahead and show me in 3, 2, 1. It's real. They did predict Donald Trump's presidency.
Wow. I see. I had a thought because I remember her being like the first like woman president.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe throw us for a loop.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
And
fun.
fun fact, that episode also predicted the exact outfit Kamala Harris wore once.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if you look at the picture right there, she's wearing a purple jumpsuit with a pearl necklace. And Kamala Harris wore that. All right, our next one. Did The Simpsons predict Lady Gaga's Super Bowl halftime show performance? The episode featured the pop star visiting Springfield, then aiding Lisa's self-esteem issues. And then Gaga performed at the Super Bowl in 2017, and then people noticed that a lot of the outfits she wore during the performance were pretty much strikingly similar to the Simpsons episode. Is this real or is this fake? Go ahead and show me. 3, 2, 1.
It's a 3-2.
That is real.
Do I get
Sorry,
bonus
Peter.
points if I tell you what Super Bowl it is?
No.
No, it was like
Oh,
4 years ago.
No, it was not. It was the Falcons. It was the Patriots. The Falcons ended up losing to the Patriots.
By how many points?
30 plus. I don't remember the exact point. I was gonna say, hey, at least I know what Super Bowl it was.
Okay. Did The Simpsons predict the death of Osama bin Laden? In the episode, it showed Homer getting recruited on a top secret mission where they found and killed Osama bin Laden in a secret bunker. In 2011, the real Osama bin Laden was killed in a top secret mission inside his compound. Did The Simpsons predict this? Show me in 3, 2, 1.
There's no way.
It's so bizarre.
Could you imagine Homer killing?
Once again, Katie and Rocker were right, Peter's not.
It's so bizarre enough, but
It
it's
was
too bizarre.
fake. It was fake. All right, next one. Did The Simpsons predict the COVID-19 pandemic? There was a 1993 episode where it opened in Japan, where a sick factory worker coughs into boxes that are being used to ship juicers to Springfield. The town's residents, including the family, become ill with what is referred to as the Osaka flu. And when COVID hit in 2019, the memes are going around of the Simpsons episode where they replaced Osaka flu with coronavirus. Is this real or is this fake?
Oh, I'm gonna take a gamble.
It's real.
Finally, I'm back.
That's wild. Oh wow.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was eerily the same.
it was. And it's really spooky, actually.
Yeah.
So this one's a little crazy. Did The Simpsons predict Squid Game? The episode followed Bart, Lisa, and Milhouse as they're kidnapped by Sideshow Bob and forced to participate in real-life playground games, unless they mess up, in which case he'll kill them.
Oh, that sounds real.
I know. That episode.
That's a real plot line. That could happen.
Is this real or is this fake?
Are you a Simpsons fan?
A little bit.
Okay, because this is like.
I watched it on and off.
I was gonna say, is it too late to tell you guys that I've watched every single episode of The Simpsons multiple times?
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of
That's a
episodes.
lot of.
All right.
episodes.
I mean,
Show
huge
me
Simpsons fan.
now. That is fake.
Okay.
Yes.
That is fake.
That would, okay, actually, wait. Can we pitch that to Fox? Like,
Yeah, not a bad
Entertainment?
idea.
Because that would be a fire episode.
That's a good episode.
That would be fire. All right, next prediction. Faulty voting machines. There was a cold open in the 19th installment of Treehouse of Horror that was linked to the 2008 presidential election. Homer goes into a booth to attempt to vote for Obama, but the computer counts it for John McCain instead. This also happened in 2012, where it depicted a voting booth doing the same thing with Obama and Mitt Romney. Is this real or is this fake? Go ahead and show me now.
I'm very confident that this is real.
This is real.
It's very
Yes.
real. I just saw the clip on TikTok the other day, actually.
I remember like the close-up of
Go-
the screen.
That, and they kept using, like, on the TikTok that I saw, they kept using, like, the decline sound of, like, when a card declines.
Yeah. All right, next one. Did the Simpsons predict AI stealing writers' jobs? The episode showed Mo from Moe's Tavern doing AI-generated stand-up comedy nights where a robot named Jokebot tells weird and uncomfortable jokes. And the writers of Springfield basically unionize and protest Moe's.
That name is so specific.
Jokebot?
Jokebot?
Yeah. That feels...
Did this happen or did this not happen? All right, go ahead and
I'm-
show me now.
I'm gonna say I think JokeBot is too vague.
I think like it's too specific that it's trying to throw us off.
This is fake.
Yes, yes. Okay, I'm
You
glad I
are
went with
really
my
good
gut.
at making these though. These are very believable.
Like,
plot
please
lines.
get a job writing The Simpsons because
All
I
right.
would watch it even more.
This is gonna be the last one. Ready? So, did The Simpsons predict the Titanic submersible accident? The episode showcased Homer meeting a man who he believes to be his long-lost father, where they go on an underwater adventure to look for treasure in a sunken pirate ship. Did The Simpsons predict this, or did they not? Go ahead and show me in 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna say fake.
That's real. Peter and Katie got it.
I think because like the storylines, like the plot lines, really would throw me off.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I think
winners of that game.
I think I said
Winner, actually singular of that game, was Katie.
I don't think I got a single one wrong.
With 8
there.
points.
I did. I'm sorry, Peter.
Well, while there are still things that The Simpsons predicted we wished had happened or not had happened, we need to move on. Did you know that one of my favorite women in media is Marge Simpson? So, join our resident female cast member as she discusses Women's History Month and the most influential women in media.
Solo stage where the player spends most of it being hunted down by Infinite. The weapon that performed the best here was the Drill Wispen. Its ability to...
He finally is like, I get it now. I get it. I have worth because I'm me. Yeah, and I really liked it a lot. Like, I'm not...
What are you staring at? How do you know it's me? No.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad! Okay, here we go, throw it!
Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
How can you hate Star Wars?
Kung Fu Panda.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Here for a late night walk.
Yes.
Late night walks
Yes.
around
Oh my
campus.
gosh.
Not
I always, you know, like the swing.
Student center.
What?
Wait, care, you mean like healthcare?
Cares Center.
Student center.
Where you can get support.
The collaboration between Kent State and the Cleveland Museum of Natural History is a long-standing one.
Dr. Aaron's experimental lab is really state-of-the-art. It's known internationally.
We can recreate any artifacts from the last 3 million years, and the Cleveland Museum of Natural History has pretty much any tool that ancient people use. So we send our students up here to study those examples so they can figure out how to recreate them. And the collaboration led to incredible discoveries right here in Ohio. And it's a dream come true.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars.
But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows? Maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
March is Women's History Month to celebrate what all the amazing women of the past, present, and future have or will accomplish, with many efforts by these women in the media. Your radio, social media, theaters, and television will never be the same, by either building the bricks to what you know now or continuing to push to further equality. These women made what our media is today and continue to improve it. So thank you guys so much for joining me, because guess what? I am so excited to talk about all these women. I've probably been yapping all of your guys' ears off about all the different people that I want to talk about.
We love women.
I was going to say.
I love women.
If I ever become president, I'm ending period cramps. I'm just saying it. I'm saying it now.
I would go for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you. I'm gonna
Talking
know
to the demographic, yeah.
Yeah, outlawing periods.
I was gonna say, one of the first people that I do want to bring up is Lucy Bell, because I mean, she like literally revolutionized like sitcoms.
Yeah.
You guys know how much I love sitcoms.
Of course.
So the way that she was able to do what she did with the I Love Lucy show, I wanted to start off with her because she's like one of like my icons.
It is one of the most like iconic sitcoms of all time too. Like when you think of that like TV family style sitcom type thing, you think of I Love Lucy.
It set the standard
It
for
did.
what
It
is.
genuinely
yeah,
did.
Yeah. And it's crazy looking at the differences between that, like back then and then now, because I mean in the show they had them sleeping in separate beds.
Right.
So
We wouldn't want to suggest anything particularly, you know,
risque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be too much.
Her to be able to do like the comedy that she was able to do
Mhm.
was not seen in shows
At the time she was
beforehand.
doing it. Yep.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, no, seriously. Do you want to know who one of my favorite women are?
Who's one of your favorite women?
Katie Waggle.
Yes.
Oh my God! Stop, you guys.
Katie Waggle is one of the most influential women in media ever.
Shout out to
That's so true.
Shout out to Katie. You know, I don't know if she's watching today, but we love you.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is.
Where?
Well, where'd she come from?
Where do I don't know.
I think while we're shouting out Katie, we should also shout out all the other women that have been on the Blur. Currently, right now, Jillian Arthur is one of them. Our director, Sophia Sonato, Joanne Larson.
Hey, Vinny, is that your sister? Sophia, is that your sister?
Hey, can I leave the block? I'm
No, please don't leave. I'm sorry.
Then there are some former women that have been on the show too.
Former
Sam.
women?
Former women. Still women, just not on the
Just
Blur
in a
video.
better place.
Just in a better place. Enrique Carabinas, Des Torres, Sam Thomas. We love you guys. The
Sam
show.
is technically still around, just not live anymore.
I know, right? Anyway, Betty White.
Betty White. Transitions.
I was gonna say, I really do appreciate all the different women and the people who work on this show, including Bruna, individuals like Hannah and Spencer.
Yes.
They make the show go around, and I'm very appreciative for them to create the media that you're currently watching.
Also Jenny.
And Jenny.
Yep.
Jenny.
Sorry, I only thought of Sophia when I thought of production. So I'm glad you brought everyone else and Jenny up.
Yes, of course.
We love Jenny.
I don't know why
And
I'm
everyone
saying
else.
this. Of course, I'm not the one that said it.
Exactly.
All right.
I mean, another iconic woman, Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
One
I
of
love
the
her.
best
She's
country
like-
artists of all time.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who grew up in East Tennessee, I kind of feel like I have to at least like,
Mention.
I have to like yap about her a little bit because I just like, I love her so much. She's just like one of the like coolest people like ever. Like she is like the definition of a self-made millionaire, and she does so much for charity. Like my sisters growing up, they had so many like kids books because of her like Dolly Parton's Imagination Library like charity thing that like you get a free kids book every month, and a lot of the kids books that my family had growing up were because of that, which is just really cool.
Yeah.
And the reason that I bring up that Dolly Parton's like one of the best country artists of all time, you don't see a lot of women in country music nowadays, and if they do, they suck. And I feel like with Dolly Parton, like she was one of the giants of country music as well in general. And
Oh yeah, and I mean we got to talk about how she was, I sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just like, I love the fact that she, is the person who actually, originally did I Will Always Love You, and like the way that she was
Yes.
so supportive of Whitney Houston when like she did the version of it.
Yes.
And also I think she like refused to let Elvis do a cover of it or something, which is like kind of crazy nowadays. Sorry, continue what you were saying.
Oh no, I think you stopped me at a great point. Shout out to Dolly Parton.
I love her.
I'd like to shout out somebody. Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh, yes.
Right.
I think that, I mean, yeah, we don't talk about her much anymore, I know, but
But at the
when
time,
she
she was
was
so
doing what she was doing as an open lesbian, on live on air, their own talk show, it's so important.
Like during
Yes.
the like Ellen sitcom, it was 1997 when her character came out.
Mhm.
Like she was one of the first, if I'm not mistaken, the first openly like lesbian woman.
Yes.
On TV.
Yeah. She's incredibly important.
Very important.
Yeah.
I am not the biggest fan of Ellen DeGeneres personally, but I do think what she has done for the industry as a whole, like TV and whatnot, is very important. Especially, you know, as a woman, as a lesbian woman, I think it's really important what she's done.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, just keep swimming.
keep on swimming. She voiced Tori.
Swimming.
Yeah, speaking of, I do want to shout out to the Wachowski sisters for making The
Yes.
Matrix. That movie as a whole is one of the most important action movie of all time, and I think they did pretty well. That's the whole choreography thing that they did, where I believe they brought in choreographer from Hong Kong to do the fighting scenes for the Matrix, and that's kind of how like Hollywood action movie evolved, and I think that's really important, and I love their work so much. Even Jupiter Ascending, everyone hates that movie, but I think it was ambitious at least, and it shows. So yeah.
Crazily, it's probably bad, but I always forget The Matrix is directed by women.
Yeah.
It just seems like a movie that like a woman wouldn't direct, but
It's that's all like one thing in Hollywood is that there's
They were closeted at the time, right?
Yeah, they were.
Okay.
But like that's the thing is like, you know, especially in Hollywood, we don't have that many like women directors. But you know who one of my favorite women directors is?
I know where you're going with this.
Greta Gerwig.
Yeah.
I love her so much. I mean, I'm talking like I literally just rewatched one of her movies, Barbie. It's like the way that she directs, I love it so much.
I think I've seen her version of Little Women like 20 times.
Oh,
One of my
easily.
favorite movies ever. It's so good. And she's so good at directing that movie. It's actually insane. And what she's doing is really important too.
Right, because like her vision and what she's able to do and be able to bring like a feminist like twist to her films,
Yes.
I feel like is something that's very much like missing in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean everything is directed towards the male gaze. Like in Hollywood for the most part, it's like even a lot of things directed by women end up being, you know, somehow end up being directed toward the male gaze because that's like, unfortunately, one of the main ways to get success.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, men are going to be like, oh well, that's a girl movie, instead of that's a movie.
When Barbie came out.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what
that's
happened.
exactly what happened.
Yeah, I think one horror movie got that treatment too, and that was Jennifer's Body, because they marketed it to be like really sexualized on what's her name?
Megan Fox.
Yeah, yeah, her. But the movie is not about that at all. It's actually pretty deep, and I really
That's
recommend.
kind of a feminist movie, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Speaking of feminist movie, I do want to talk about Coralie Faja. Yeah,
You're good.
I don't really know French.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
It's okay.
But anyways, so she directed The Substance, and I think it should have won more Oscars than it did. And I think I think she did direct it pretty well. And today I was just watching one of her earlier movie called Revenge, and it was pretty good too. It has like a lot of things that disturb you from like the substance in it too, but like it's more grounded. It's not body horror, but it is like really tough to watch also. So yeah.
That one's also very like breaking the stereotype of the male gaze too. That's what that movie's all about. And Yeah, for sure.
I love women.
Shout out women.
Really quick, I wanted to shout out Eartha Kitt.
Oh, yeah.
She was very, very beautiful black woman. She was the first person to ever play Catwoman for Batman. live action.
Oh,
She also voiced Yzma in Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
Nice.
All these women are like so talented and like multifaceted. Like I said, like they literally are building up like our different like media platforms. that we have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Well, these were some of our favorite women that paved the way for many more to come. But it's time to pave the way for Rocco, because after the break, he's going to challenge our cast to the guest of the obscure celebrity fact.
Many Olympians have launched their careers at Kent State University. In track and field, veteran coach Nathan Fanger has propelled 2 star athletes to the Summer Games. Following in their powerful footsteps is Olympic hopeful Gabby Bailey. Gabby's high school coach knew Kent State would be a perfect home for the Jamaican star after seeing the success of one of his former athletes, Olympian Danielle Thomas Dodd.
Kent is a good place to grow because the environment here is unmatched compared to other schools. It's not just a good place for athletes, it's a good place for everybody. Everybody feels supported here.
Coach Fanger helps Gabby grow athletically and academically.
We want to go win conference championships and we want to see people's success outside of track and field, but to get there, you've got to be able to be supportive through the whole process, right? I'm there essentially 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's like an experience that you probably won't get anywhere else. And it's just a feeling of being welcome all the time.
Amen!
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Do you feel good about that? No. I'm looking at it right.
And yellow today, feel free to use orange, feel free to use green, feel free whatever you want to do. These are what I have in my refrigerator.
Students, especially those that are in CCI fondly enough, are going to be visiting there quite often. But does their reward program
You think you're just checking your messages or telling a friend you're on your way. They could be the last words you ever type. Make sure you get where you're going.
Hey, I'm worried about your parents. We need to show them how to spot phishing emails.
Agree, the scammers are out of control.
And we need to show them how to use a password manager. Plus, help them add multi-factor authentication.
Yes, we use MFA at work and it's great. Great cake. I'll use MFA to verify my purchase. Software update? Done. Time to celebrate.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to CISA.gov/secure our world.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I love random trivia. I love knowing random, stupid facts that are completely and utterly useless. This is a game where you get to expand your knowledge, see what you know, and become more versed in random things that have no effect on your life in the long run. Feel free to play at home and don't expect to do well. Welcome to Rocco's random list of radically rockin' trivia. The premise is simple. I will ask either multiple choice or true or false questions, and you'll answer it. Tonight's contestants are Laz, Andy, Vinny, and Nick. So guys, are you ready?
Yes. Yeah. Are you ready? Take a breath.
No.
That was a lot of R's.
That was a lot of R's.
I think I did that in one breath.
I grew up watching Jeopardy every night with my dad, who is an information sponge. So, you know, hopefully.
Good.
But, you know, a lot of the knowledge he has is pretty useful.
Don't feel bad if you don't get any.
Yeah, his knowledge is
It'll be
useful.
niche.
So.
Well, starting off, the Razzies, an anti-Oscar award show that celebrates the worst performance of that year, had one actor or actress win both in the span of 1 year. Was it Melissa McCarthy, Leonardo DiCaprio, Sandra Bullock, or Alec Baldwin? I'll list them again. It was Melissa McCarthy, Leonardo DiCaprio, Sandra Bullock, and Alec Baldwin.
I have a strong feeling about this one.
I don't know if I'm spelling
I gotta
this
win
right.
my first Blurb game. I've never won a game on a Blurb. I gotta do it.
I think it's this
Oh,
one.
oh, poor baby.
All right.
This baby needs his baba.
We all ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Going to reveal in 3, 2, 1. The answer is Sandra Bullock.
No kidding.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew it. Guess, but then I was like, I should have gone
Melissa
with that because I actually
McCarthy,
know
I
how to
believe,
spell
but
that.
Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
Yep.
The next one. The pop rock band Weezer notably has a handful of albums that feature a specific color as the theme of the album's palette. Which color had one of the members covered in paint? Was it blue, green, red, or black?
I should know this. Oh my gosh. I got it.
I have no idea, so I'm just going.
Oh God.
Because I know 2 of them are in it.
All right, go ahead and reveal in 3, 2, 1.
I just went with the same color as my marker.
The answer is black.
Damn it!
Oh.
See, I only know the blue one.
I mean, I know blue wasn't it, I know green wasn't it, and I figured it wasn't red. So
I'm glad nobody knows the blue one, because like the blue one's iconic. You know,
Blue one
I
is
feel like
one of
everyone
the
knows.
best
I knew it
Yeah.
wasn't blue and I knew it wasn't green, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I just went with green because I had no idea. My marker's green.
Yeah.
Next up, what is Millie Bobby Brown's real name? Millie Bonnie Brown, Melinda Bobby Brown, Emily Bobby Brown, or I'm messing with you all, and her actual name is Millie Bobby Brown. I'll say it again. Millie Bonnie Brown, Melinda Bobby Brown, Emily Bobby Brown, or simply Millie Bobby Brown. It's a lot of B's.
Guess what my answer is?
And when you guys are ready, I'm going to have you reveal on 3.
Oh,
1,
sorry.
2, 3. Once again, Andy, it is Millie Bonnie Brown.
Bonnie Brown.
What?
Yup. She revealed that recently when she talked about her in an interview about like the state of like how like criticism for actresses and actors.
That's stupid.
Her name.
I am
Yes.
doing horrible.
Next up, the Emmy Award-winning movie musical La La Land had originally had a different casting choice for the role of Sebastian, played by Ryan Gosling. Was this actor Miles Teller, Ryan Reynolds, Michael B. Jordan, or Will Poulter?
Can you say the options again? Sorry.
Yes, Miles Teller, Ryan Reynolds, Michael B. Jordan, or Will Poulter?
You know what?
I only know a couple of those names, and
I know all of them, but it's
What's our confidence level right now? Just out of curiosity.
0%.
0?
I'm doing horrible, so.
That's okay.
I just picked a letter A, B, C, D because I already forgot like
That's okay.
I
No,
forgot
that's
half the
completely
names.
okay. And go ahead and reveal on 1, 2, 3. The answer is Miles Teller.
Let's go.
You all got that one.
That was the
I
biggest
wanted to say
gam-
Ryan
like,
Reynolds,
guess ever.
but I'm like, no, that's too easy.
It's too easy, right? The Gosling.
I
yeah.
wrote
Way too
Fan
easy.
4 stick on that one.
True or
Say that
false?
again.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. No, you're good.
No. True or false? The rap group Wu-Tang Clan had plans to release a hip-hop Christmas album, but scrapped it due to running out of ideas for songs.
Is this true or false?
Yeah.
Again, I feel like I should know.
I'm going to have you guys go a little bit faster, just as a fair warning. I'll have you reveal on 3, 2, 1. The answer is false.
Damn it. Did
we
they
all
actually
get it?
release
Am I
it?
thinking
I
of-
made that one up.
I was gonna say, am I thinking of MF Doom with,
Entirely.
like, his Christmas promos?
No Christmas
Is
album.
it going to be
No Christmas album.
a detail that's different?
All right, next up. How many spices are in a can of Dr. Pepper? 21, 22, 23, or 25?
Girl,
If I get
don't
this
know.
bad, I'm gonna be so wrong.
If you flip
I
on
don't know,
three.
I just work here.
One,
Grandma's gonna
2,
kill me.
3. The answer is 23. Goes to Vinny.
I'm the biggest Dr. Pepper fan in the world.
Your hair reflects it.
I'm the biggest Dr. Pepper fan
Is
in
it the
world.
same amount in Diet Dr. Pepper? Because my grandma might actually disown me for that.
I don't know. I'm very curious about that. I would assume not.
Okay.
Which of these actors was not a guest star on Law & Order? John Stamos, Matthew McConaughey, Adam Driver, or Sarah Paulson?
See, I never watched Law and Order.
Same.
Okay, well, can you say the things again?
Pick a letter.
And have you reveal in 3, 2, 1. The answer was Matthew McConaughey.
Ah, damn it. That was my first choice.
Next up, Sun Chips released a limited edition chip flavor which could only be bought during a specific time of an event. Was it the Super Bowl halftime show, the solar eclipse, the inauguration of President Barack Obama, or the Olympics triathlon events?
I don't think they would do like a
I'll read them again. The Super Bowl halftime show, the solar eclipse, the inauguration of President Barack Obama, or the Olympics triathlon event? And have you reveal in 3, 2, 1. The answer was the solar eclipse. It was available for the 2 minutes during the eclipse's full
That makes
covering,
sense.
and was a
Wait.
pineapple heat flavor.
That's weird.
I do like that correlation in the Sun Chips.
What is the most covered song of all time? Hallelujah by Jeff Buckley, Yesterday by the Beatles, Hurt by Johnny Cash, or I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston?
I already have this.
Well, two of those don't have the original artist as the
I was gonna say, I don't think Jeff
But the famous
Buckley-
cover is kind of
I
like...
was gonna say Jeff
Okay.
Buckley's was a
'Cause
cover,
I was-
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so more than two. Because I was like, I mentioned earlier. Okay, then in that case, I'm gonna.
The song does have more than 2 covers in existence.
I should hope so.
Go ahead and reveal in 3, 2, 1. The answer is Yesterday by the Beatles.
Wow.
Okay.
Hallelujah would have made sense.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away.
So true. Let's see. We're going to do true or false. The Beatles' entire music catalog history, which includes 12 worldwide albums and 17 US albums, was done in the span of 7 years. I have you reveal in 3, 2, 1. And the answer is, I'm totally forgetting it, that is true.
Let's go.
I knew that those.
I knew that.
I knew that those Brits were in that studio.
Fun
for
little
like
fact,
their entire life.
every single photo of the Beatles that is taken together was taken in the exact span, I believe also, of 7 years.
Oh,
to the
wow.
day.
Really?
I'm going to do one more, I think, maybe. In 2023, rock band The Rolling Stones released the album Hackney Diamonds. For this release, they pressed different vinyl record variants featuring different colors, artwork, and content. How many individual variant pressings were in this? 21, 25, 33, or 43?
Wow. I just feel like I like this number.
Fun fact, a large part of vinyl collecting is people liking to collect all the different variants. Go ahead and reveal in 3, 2, 1. The answer was 43.
I just picked a number I thought sounded nice.
Dang! What was Mick Jagger doing?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I did not keep score.
I had 4.
It's okay. I think that they the CG did.
But how are we
did.
feeling after all that?
I mean,
Wonderful.
I mean, I'm so glad
I got the
3,
music ones, or at
so-
least some
That's
of them.
good.
I lost
That's all I care
horribly,
about.
yet I feel wonderful.
And I got the Dr. Pepper one.
I learned things.
I will
think.
reveal the winner at a different time. Thank you all for
Thanks,
joining
Gigi.
us. That's all we have for the Blurb tonight for you. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube BSE The Blurb to see more of our beautiful faces and to get more of that celebrity. Tuning back in next Tuesday at 8 p.m. for more Hollywood at Kent. Happy birthday to our showrunner Coleman's brother, AJ Dingus. Happy 22nd birthday from the Blurb to you. My name is Rocco Grassi, and have a great night, Portage County.
This is Chip, and for more than 100 years, American Humane has been protecting animals in times of crisis. And if you're like me, your pet means the world to you, and you want to keep them safe if disaster strikes. American Humane's first responders are always prepared to rescue animals in danger, but you can also help. To learn more about disaster planning and keeping your animals safe, please visit AmericanHumane.org.
Is it okay over there? Is that good?
Jackie boy, look, we have bbeen through a lot together.
Hurry up before this rain, this rain goes away.
Well, it's just,
The great thing about